Go. Great matchup to start the second half, Jim.
Well, it's good to see Max Murin back in the lineup. The 3-ranked guy in the country. Good match to bring him back. Again, we talked in the open about Mitch McKee, an All-American. Max Murin, a round of 12 guy.
McKee, the last time out, was pinned for the first time this season by Penn State's Nick Lee last Sunday. Wanting to bounce back from there, going up against the higher-ranked Max Murin.
Work center, gents.
Murin out of Evansburg, Pennsylvania, Central Cambria High School, a sophomore. Mitch McKee out of St. Michael, Minnesota, St. Michael, Albertville. We talk about brothers. That's where the Thorne brothers wrestled. This is where the McKee brothers wrestled. And just such a part of the culture of wrestling. Brothers growing up, and then really neat when they end up on the same team. Murin part of that Central PA, and I saw that Jody Strittmatter, former All-American for the Hawkeyes, who leads the club in Central PA, is here tonight. He was interviewed in front of the crowd, and he's of course Coach Spencer Lee. Woo, there's a duck and 2 points for McKee.
Yeah, he had to raise the hand on the mat right there. There's no reaction time when that happens.
When he comes from behind, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful duck under, and then goes right into a double leg ride there. Yeah, and the referee's going to call stalemate.
And with Murin in the lineup, 5 PA preps in the Iowa lineup. I finished the thought about Jody Strittmatter. He was the club coach for Spencer Lee, Kemmerer, Caleb Young, Max Murin. Very proud of his young men who are now wrestling for the Hawkeyes.
Green, caution, go red.
That's interesting. Referee Jim Ravella was saying your elbows are too close to your thighs on that, I believe. I've never really, that's what we coach.
Yeah, yeah, good.
It's just, you're doing too much of what your coach wants you to do.
Early takedown by Mitch McKee. Ranked number 5 in the Flow National Rankings, our partner in national rankings, going up against the number 3 ranked Max Murin, and the escape for Murin. 2-1. 45 seconds left in the first period.
Both these guys going hard with those ties. McKee is one of those guys that likes to constantly move forward. Really works and digs underhooks, and you saw when he's able to go ahead and attack to his right on the opposite side that you're looking at right now.
Murin was a qualifier last year, and McKee was an All-American, 6th last year, his first time on the podium. 3-time NCAA qualifier, and we're going to finish the first period. McKee leading 2-1.
Yeah, let's take a look at that takedown. It's absolutely beautiful the way he dropped into his level here, going off the fake. You see his head positions on the other side. He ducks all the way across the face. Right, that's a, you know, take a look at his brother, Patrick. Ooh, that was slick. You know, but I like that position. You know, you force in with pressure on one shoulder and you duck across the face to get to the other side. Oklahoma State wrestlers kind of make, we'll see them next week. Something that Coleman Scott, John Smith, has got to make a living off of that. You know, that duck from top of your shoulder coming in, Pat Smith, these all the greats.
Coleman Scott leading at University of North Carolina, doing a nice job of building a program there. Anthony Ramos, former national champion for the Iowa Hawkeyes, assisting Coleman there at UNC.
Yeah. Great job there, following up the snap there with a straight-on double leg.
Murin goes out and, well, ties it up 3-3 after that escape by McKee.
Yeah. Interesting sequence here. He's going to go ahead and give up the quick escape, but brings himself right back into the match. Well done by Murin, just following up that snap of McKee's and going right into a shot with it.
Murin, a Midlands champion this year at 141. A big part of why he's ranked number 3.
You could kind of fall asleep on Murin a little bit. I mean, ranked number 3 in the country. He's going to walk into the tournament, at least certainly the Big Tens, with a quality seed. Having a good season, winning that championship. And although he's been out for a while, looks a little flush right now, you know, but really battling through it. This is going to be a battle. Interesting to see how he's going to handle the third period after being out as long as he has been.
Good to see him not have the shoulder harness on for during this, because he's wrestled with the shoulder harness and has had a problem with that.
That's the most heartbreaking thing about injuries this time of season. You just kind of hate to see guys get that. But let's take a look at this beautiful shot here. Watch it. It's off the snap down to McKee. McKee goes ahead and creates space and then jumps right back into it, steps into it. That's really well done.
Great job of lowering the level and penetrating by Max Murin, who will now go down to start the third period.
Yeah, he caught him on the way back up. So McKee was coming all the way down with it, and as he came back up, that's when he followed through with the shot. Brought his hips to the party. Good job with the escape.
Four to 4. No riding time advantage. It's all knotted at 4s. 1:35 left in regulation.
Yeah, that was key for Murin getting that quick escape. Riding time was at 31, and McKee's a good leg wrestler. So if he can get those legs in, he can buy a lot of time. So this is really setting up to be in Murin's favor. Tends to have a lot of matches, both these guys do, that where they get tied up ear to ear, really battling. Now scoops to a double leg. Murin, when he feels free, he's doing the aggressive thing and coming and taking that straight on shot. McKee has a pretty decent chest wrap in here, but the referee's going to call stalemate. Take a look at that shot, right? Again, you see he's staying in position there, but when he feels McKee release all pressure with the upper body, he's following up with a shot. That's good action, good instincts.
50 seconds left in regulation. Little shot there, fended off by Murin. Shot by McKee.
Go to that duck under again. Murin felt at that time, was backing out of it. He's really circling out of that position once he felt that duck, the bottom come out of McKee's stance. He moved pretty well. Straight on double, followed up pretty well into a counter shot and a crackdown. Got to try to battle with that left arm. McKee's pretty good in his chest wrap position, though. He's closed off that left arm and switching to a double. He's got to continue to scoot. McKee looking to improve his position. If he can get him onto the right cheek, he's going to have some success. Short time.
I think time was out. They gave the 2, but I believe time was out. Kent Antigliano is going up to Jim Ravello. They're going to review.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the initial shot here. This is, good work here, and then a counter shot and a crackdown there by Murin is trying to get that left arm across. And where I'm looking at is I'm trying to see if that right cheek, really, if he can keep that up off the mat. All right, it's what he's done here. See how that right cheek is up off the mat. Now it's on the mat, but he doesn't. Yeah, he collects 2 right there, but by that time you see a lot of feet on the mat. My guess is they stop. Ken Tattaglia said you got to review this because of the clock situation. So good work.
I think that's exactly what he said. He didn't say one way or another. Good call, Jim. He's saying we got to review it. Well, of course it's 2. Yeah. There's no question about what's 2. It's whether
it was 2.
Whether he got it before the end of the regulation. And if it's not, we'll go right to sudden victory. They'll put 1 minute on the clock. We're ready for it. The guys are ready for it. We'll see if it happens.
Good wrestling, though, by both guys. I mean, this is quality matchup. 3 and 5 in the country. Both guys have hit some nice stuff. And McKee is solid in this chest wrap position. A lot of times he's able to step up over the top of guys, but Murin settles back. And again, you see a lot of feet on the mat because it probably was over at that time, but we'll see what they call.
105th matchup between these two. Been going back almost 100 years. Last time Minnesota won was here 6 years ago. Right now the Hawkeyes lead 15-6.
I think that if they go to overtime, well, this whole situation favors Murin because he's the guy that hasn't been out there. If he gets the points, of course, he wins the match, but he's also getting a little bit of a, you know, I'm ready for this. And looking at the last 3 seconds. Yeah, just as we thought, no takedown.
No takedown, the time had to run out. Now we go to sudden victory.
Yeah, there was a takedown, but there wasn't.
Right.
The time was out. Yeah.
Wow, that was close, but they go to overtime and they put a minute on the clock. Any score wins. We'll talk about it. What happens if nobody scores when it happens?
There's that front headlock.
Pinch.
Yeah, he's got him set up there one more time. He's really forcing this action. Boy, he steps over it. Murin comes around with it. Again, he is really potentially dangerous. Boy, he really stopped the technique there. Blood. Yeah, let's take a look. Look how much McKee is committed to this position. All right. Almost stepped around him. Good job by Murin to get his belt buckle back to the mat.
And they called it because he was on the throat. That's what he said. So they said McKee was on the throat. You can't be on the throat. He called it potentially dangerous. And they stopped the match and they go back to their feet. 25 seconds left. Murin in on the leg.
He gets it.
Max Murin brings the crowd to their feet. The top 5 wrestlers put on a show. The Hawkeye wins. In overtime, Max Murin comes back in big style.
I'm impressed with both these guys, how they went for it, but particularly with Murin after the break, holding his position there as one of the top 3 wrestlers in the country with this win. Right, the counter shot. That's been really his answer the whole match. You know, saw him do it with the slide through, but look how active his lower body was with that takedown and drove all the way through. And McKee is a difficult man.